welcome back for another whiskey review. Today looking at this very special because it is an exclusive single cask release for New Zealand from Glenglassaugh. Now, Glenglassaugh distillery itself and its releases unfortunately get a bit lost in and amongst the excitement, the attention the other two distilleries in the Brown-Forman portfolio get, being the Glendronach and the Benriach. And Glenglassaugh is kind of like the third child, everyone assumes it's really, really good, but no one's talking too much about. So this one in particular, released with the New Zealand market, distilled in 2012, aged in a single cask. What's really interesting is the cask choice. So it says here, peated American Wine Cask. So I've asked the distributor here in New Zealand, what does that mean? So essentially what it is a cask that previously held peated whiskey, but had aged peated whiskey and had aged wine as well. So you've got this kind of amazing double mix, I guess, of cask type. And aged at a relatively short 9-year age. Now you can sort of see the bottle's not full because I've been drinking it and I've been enjoying it, and it is just phenomenal whiskey for its young age. Now Glenglassaugh in New Zealand, I obviously keep tabs on Facebook whiskey groups around the world. Glenglassaugh kind of gets a bit lost, it's not the most talked about out of the three I just named, Glendronach, Benriach and Glenglassaugh, but it is a good, honest, unpeated whiskey range. I've personally been a big fan, and I've been blessed to having offered samples of some very, very long aged, but also the entry level 3 single malts, the Evolution, the Tofa, and the Revival. Always been a big fan of. I think they're really good, honest whiskies, and they offer something for everyone, even a novice drinker or someone who's a bit seasoned. One key thing I forgot, bottled at a very generous 58.9% ABV, so nearly up to 60%. All right, let's see what it's all about. You get honey up front, and there's hints of campfire, just a gentle smoke, the most gentle smoke character you can think of. The honey's really, really good. It's just deep honey character. This would be a really interesting whiskey to give to someone who likes really smooth whiskeys, but is scared of smoky whiskey. So this could be a good introduction for someone into, well, it's not a smoky whiskey as such. It had a barrel used which previously held smoky whiskey, but just really good. It's just a unique balance. The two ends fighting each other. You got the honeyed sweetness against that gentle campfire kind of character coming on the nose. And in between, you're getting kind of sweet berry, a blackberry, or like a sherbet kind of. Maybe a raspberry, but yeah, just a weird tangy, savory. It's really, really good though. And I'm really enjoying how the sweetness and the lightest of the smoke hints are playing off against each other. All right, we'll have a sip. Wow. Really rich on the palate. Really, really rich. That smoky note is there, but it's not overpowering by any imagination. Almost like a seaside character also, just not quite the smoke, and the sweetness is there. Very, very, very good. That gentle smoky character is not off-putting, but I'm just gonna look up. So in New Zealand, it's retailing for $165, which is pretty good value for money if you're in the market and have the willpower to spend that kind of money. But $165 for a single cask Glenglassaugh with a very interesting cask type. What's interesting is, on the palate, and I have spent a bit of time with the whiskey, as you can tell, it's dropped a good 150 mils. On the palate, it changes. Up front, that gentle smoke was there, that kind of seaside character was there. But in the past, when I've spent time with the whiskey, more of the sort of citrusy, orangey character starts to come through, in and amongst other sweet characters. That citrus is really, really good, and kind of bizarre because I don't think I've ever found citrus notes in a Glenglassaugh whiskey, but this is truly one of a kind, I guess. It's a weird experiment. It's a weird cask type with having aged wine in it. Maybe that's what's bringing those new, interesting notes. See, that little bit of orange. It's just kicked in now. Really, really good. And I mean, they call it as part of the rare cask release. It's a 9-year-old whiskey. Is it really rare? Maybe no, youngish. Is the cask type very rare? Yes, because I've never had, I'm trying to think, have I ever had a peated cask that has had wine in it and then has aged a unpeated whiskey? There's quite a few things happening in this, so I guess it does make it a rare cask. But really, really good. American Wine Hogshead, selected by Rachel Barrie, the very famous Rachel Barrie. Also, what does it say? So this is something really, really interesting. Oh, the camera's not going to pick it up, but it says, you know, exclusive selected and bottled for Aotearoa, New Zealand. I've just butchered that, but please forgive me. It's late at night. But yeah, hand selected by our master blender, Rachel Barrie. Thank you, Rachel, for picking this very unique, very, very interesting cask. If I sit here and think what I would liken it to, it's kind of reminding me of a Thompson single cask whiskey that I picked for bottling, which had grains used. They were both Manuka smoked, and it had the other normal New Zealand grain. So something really, really weird, something different, something that is not quite the norm. And that's what I like about single cask whiskies. You don't want them to be normal. You want them to be a phenomenon of one-off, really, really crazy experiment. So you're paying the extra money and getting something really, really different. But very light in color. Really light indeed. But there you go. Second whiskey review in 2 days. I'm not saying by any imagination that I'm back and going to be doing this regularly. I don't know what will happen, but 2 in 2 days, I think there's got something to be celebrated about. Well, if you're liking the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And I guess I'll see you again for another whiskey review really, really soon. See you. Bye-bye.